Hi, it's JTF, life-changing coach, trainer, speaker, and author of Flab to Fab. My name is Vishal. Welcome along if you're a first-time listener, and welcome back if you're a returning listener. Today I'm going to continue sharing with you ways how you can transform your figure. This is part 3, and I'm going to continue revealing the truths and secrets behind permanent great health, fat loss, and positive energy. I'm also going to be looking at sharing with you ways to prevent and naturally deal with diabetes by doing less and achieving more. So if this is the first time you've come to these videos, there's the links to part 1 and 2 below. So feel free to go ahead and flick through them at any point. In part 1 we looked at the 2 major causes of health issues, and we also looked at dieting vs cleansing. And then we looked to add in a holistic, herbal, organic cleanse, which is going to help drive those toxins out. And then in part 2, we looked at the cycle of control and how the food industries are manipulating people's health and well-being, and what's really going on in terms of how people are treated on a symptom level rather than the seed and the root kind of, on a seed and the root kind of level. And then we looked at cellular health and the kind of foods that you need to be eliminating and the foods that you need to be adding in to make sure that you've got a healthy overall system. And we looked at this manual put together by the top nutritionists in the country, which puts the meal plans, the meal ideas, puts everything together in a very simple and easy and effortless way for you to actually just put into practice. And in part 3 today, we're going to look at understanding how I can do less and achieve more. So when people go to a gym, they typically tend to do 1, 2, 3 hours of hard or maybe easy, intense level exercise, which doesn't get them results because what they're doing is they're training at the wrong kind of intensity to what they should be training at. And so if you were to think about someone who's on a cardio equipment, they would probably only burn 1 to 2 hours of fat after they finished working out, for example. But there's 2 options here. What you could do is you could go on the cardio equipment if you love it so much and start doing interval training, which is where you work out for 30 seconds at a fast pace and then you slow it down. Or it might be 45 seconds fast and then 15 seconds slow, and then keep varying it that way. And then you'd get an afterburn of 6 to 8 hours after exercise. What I do with my clients is I get them doing light resistance training and doing the interval training combined, so they're then using either their body weight, some light weight, some free weight, some kind of weight that's going to challenge them, that's going to apply resistance. And when they do that, they tend to get an afterburn of 48 to 72 hours after exercise. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to start training smarter and not working as hard. So I want you to do less and achieve more by working smarter, not harder. And I want you to get these kinds of results so that when you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're at work, you're watching TV, you're doing your tasks and so on, your body is becoming a fat burning machine rather than a fat storing machine. And so I want you to do this and work in this way. And I've created a program that applies specifically to you, which helps you do less and achieve more in the comfort of your own home, your own environment, and you only do 15 to 40 minutes. And it's going to get you phenomenal results. And this is where it gets really interesting. I'm going to spend a few more minutes on this because I think this is crucially important. There's 2 key hormones here. 1 is insulin and 2 is glucagon. You may have heard of insulin but not glucagon. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. And the way we're going to work this out is I'm going to really try and keep this simple and easy for you to understand. The body only handles and deals with 3 to 5 teaspoons at any one time. And what insulin does is it breaks carbohydrates down, which get converted into sugar. And so let's take an example of a baked potato, a 50-gram baked potato. If you were to divide any kind of food item, the number of carbohydrates, divide it by 5, it would give you the number of teaspoons of sugar in that food item. So if you've got a 50-gram potato, it would give us 10 teaspoons of sugar, and the body can only handle 3 to 5 teaspoons of sugar. And so what happens is that you get this massive hit of sugar, and then you might have a big low because you might not eat for so many hours, and then you go and eat a sandwich with crisps and chocolate and so on, and then you broke that down and it's probably another 10-12 teaspoons of sugar again. And so this constantly goes on throughout the day, and you're getting these big hits and highs and lows of sugar spiking. And what happens is your levels of energy fluctuate throughout the day, and this is typically where most people are. They eat 70% carbs, 15% fat, 15% protein. And what insulin does is it takes this sugar and stores it in 3 places. It stores it in the liver, then the muscle cells, and then the rest is fat. So when those 2 first sites are full, the rest gets converted into fat. And this is where, when an individual lives on this level, they tend to develop excess weight, low levels of energy, lethargy, fatigue, feeling low and down, and putting on a lot of excess body fat, as I said. And this can also lead to diabetes in the long run, which is what happens in a lot of cases. So what we want to do is we want to focus on getting glucagon activated, because this is the hormone that really helps us burn and fight fat. So what glucagon is do the opposite. It basically goes and gets fat and converts it into sugar, because there's not so much sugar in the first place in the body. Because now we're getting you to eat 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat, and you'd be eating 5-6 times a day like this, good handful sized portions of food. And then you'd get this constant level of energy throughout the day. You'd have stable energy levels, you'd be burning fat naturally, your body would turn from a fat storing machine to a fat burning machine, and you'd just feel great most of the day. And all you've done is simply change the variations of how you're eating. So if I wanted to help someone really start curing and healing themselves of diabetes, which I constantly do, is I start to educate and empower someone like yourself to start activating glucagon by eating in a more 40-30-30 way, where there's more fruits and veggies and beans and lentils and good quality organic meats if they're a meat eater, plenty of oils, nuts, seeds, things of this nature, really making it tasty and healthy so that glucagon gets activated and your body starts to look after itself rather than you having to rely on external sources. I hope that's really helped. These are some of my clients. This is a perfect example. This client had diabetes, and I helped him reduce his medication. But this was some of the results as well, where even if you look at the face and the body, there's amazing results. They're 4.1 kilos, 9 pounds in 21 days, losing a clothes size, the waist size going down. Another result here, 3.1 kg in 28 days. This client was exercising so hard, and I just got him to start working smarter rather than harder and changing his nutrition. 3.1 kg, 2.2% body fat, 28 days. You can see around the tummy the bloating has gone down, that belching and so on. So you can see a massive difference here. And I mean, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to share with you that I have a program. It's starting in, you have a day to get involved. There's about 3 spaces left. In fact, there's 2 left. If you want to grab a spot on my Get Healthy, Get Slim program, feel free to email me at vishal@journeytofitness.co.uk, and feel free to go ahead and get your free gift at www.journeytofitness.co.uk. Keep an eye on my channel. All of this information is for free. I don't want you to just listen. I want you to make sure you go ahead and take action. If you feel you need support, then feel free to give me an email and contact me. I hope this was useful, and I look to connect with you again in the future. All the best.